What's going on, guys? Today's video, we are going to rank the New York Islanders players on Tier Maker. Let's start off with the players who are no longer on the team, just to make it easy. Johnny Boychuk, great. He retired, as we all know, the news that just came out yesterday. He's a great player. He was a great leader, and it's finally time for him to retire. I think that the eye injury is what really made him retire, is what happened there. All right. Thomas Greiss. He Detroit. Wish him best of luck at Detroit. Was a good, solid backup for us. He did good in the playoffs. And the final player who is not on the team is Devon Toews. I still can't believe they traded that man, but Devon Toews not on the team either. All right. Now we can start with the actual players. Josh Bailey, definitely a good player. Not elite. He's not like the big 50, 60 point scorer. I think he put like 40 points up this season, 30, something like that. He's not the top contributor, but he's a good player. Matthew Barzal, that's obviously an elite player. He's a great player. He is a playmaker, like that's his style. He scores timely. He scores neededly. He's 15th overall in the 2015 draft, along with that stacked draft class. McDavid, Eichel, I believe Kyle Connor was drafted that year. Other really great players were drafted at that time. Next up, Anthony Beauvillier. He's a good player. He still needs a lot more development. Like, he's not a rookie, but he needs to be able to be more consistent with the amount of points he puts up. Derek Brassard, below average. He put up 32 points this season in like the 55 games he played or something like that. But he really was expected to be a solid third-line center, and that's why Pageau was picked up, I believe, because they knew that Brassard wouldn't get re-signed. They said, why not get a third-line center who can help out, who's great. He's a great penalty killer because of the injuries that they've had, and that's why Pageau came. Speaking of Pageau, he's a good player. Brock Nelson, I would put him in the elite spot. He was right behind Barzal with goals. I think he had more goals than Barzal this year. He was right behind Barzal with points, and he's an all-around great face-off man. He's able to win many face-offs, and he's a great player. Noah Dobson, too soon to judge. He's a young rookie, but he did do good in the playoffs. He had a relatively good rookie season that he came in for. Michael Del Cole, he's below average. He was a first-round pick, a waste of a first-round pick, and just was not good enough. Otto Koivula, also below average, but that's because sorry. Otto Koivula is too soon to judge. We haven't seen him play many NHL games. I think he's played like 4. But we know he's doing pretty good in whatever league he's in right now, like Russian League or whatever, like 17 points in 20 games. He pulled off that really nice move where he put the puck between his legs and scored. Casey Cizikas is a We'll come back to Zeker. Semyon Varlamov, elite player. Ryan Pulock is also an elite player. Jordan Eberle, elite player. Semyon Varlamov came into the Islanders in his first year to replace the Vezina and William Jennings Trophy winner Robin Lehner from last year. Islanders didn't re-sign him, which was everyone thought was a horrible idea. You hate to see him go, but they picked up Semyon Varlamov. Many people were doubting Varlamov's talents. He was a great goaltender throughout our season. He played for us, made incredible saves, and he was clutch in the playoffs. Ryan Pulock, he's our best defenseman. He's a great defenseman, and he's got a heck of a shot. I would say Ryan Pulock or Zdeno Chara might have the best shot in the league. Shea Weber's starting to wear out, And Jordan Eberle is a great player. He's able to be one of those stars that Barzal needs on the wing to help him out. I wouldn't call him a star player, but he's a great player to help out Barzal on that wing. I don't think Anders Lee should be on that first-line wing. I think Beauvillier take that, or they can get another good player this year. As we know, Johnny Boychuk, we don't know if he's retiring and going on long-term injury reserve. If Boychuk retires, we get the $6 million in cap space back, which means we have $9 million. If Boychuk doesn't retire, we get $4 million back, which means we get $7 million. So if Islanders can possibly pick up a good left winger or just use Beauvillier on that first line, and see how that would work. Cal Clutterbuck, he's an average player. He's part of the best fourth. He's part of the best fourth line in hockey. Andy Green, also an average player. He's a great defenseman, and he really is a great-minded defenseman. He's got leadership to the team. He's very old. He does have a cup to his experience, too. That's the thing. I think the Islanders have a good amount of players who have cups in their tenure playing. So I just want to figure this out real quickly. Green has one. Even though Boychuk's not an Islander anymore. Boychuk has one. Ladd has one. Leddy has one. And I believe one more player has one, but I forget. No, Ladd has two. Okay. Anyways, Ross Johnston. He's a great enforcer, but he's really below average for the scoring part. He's a great enforcer, though, as we all know. Leo Komarov, just horrible. He's so bad. It bothers me that he's on the team still. And his cap space, I don't know if he makes $3 million or 1.5. There's really no point for Leo Komarov. That's a spot that Kiefer Bellows can easily fit into, or maybe even Otto Pueblo if they want to. Tom Kuhnhackl, he's a below average player. He can live up to better expectations, but we know that whenever the Islanders put him in the lineup, he's here to play. Like, he's always put on the second or third line. He does great. Andrew Ladd is just below average also. Wasted $5.5 million cap space. Just incredible. So much money for this terrible player. Anders Lee. Good. $7 million on the cap. I think that's a little too much for Anders Lee. But he's a great player. He's the captain. He's got great leadership, and he can score. And he's able to create plays. Matt Martin, an average player. He's also part of the best fourth line in hockey, along with Casey Cizikas. He centers that best fourth line in hockey. This fourth line right here, these three, I love these guys so much. And if this was my opinion, Martin and Zeker and Clutterbuck would all be at the top in the elite players. But this is just how it actually is, what I think. Scott Mayfield, he's a good player. Nick Leddy, averaged. And Adam Pelech, good. I'll talk about them. Nick Leddy, he's definitely overrated. Everyone thinks he's such a good player. And, oh yeah, Leddy has 2 cups, I believe, by the way. He can score, but he really can't play defense as well as he's expected to. And especially with the Islanders' core system, how Barry Trotz's system is to be a defensive player, and if you're an offensive defenseman, then you really have to adapt to that defense. Leddy is kind of like an offensive defenseman. He's not the offensive defenseman that is the Islanders' requirement. I think Pollock put up like 30 points this year at 25. Leddy put up like 20 or 15. And it's just, he makes too much too. And I always go on about the cap space because I hate the cap space. I like the cap space. I hate it. The Islanders are in such a terrible place with it. But I just go on about the cap space, so I'm sorry about that, guys. Adam Pelech is such an underrated defenseman. He's a great defenseman. He's an incredible defensive defenseman. Like, he is able to shut down plays. I bet you if he had the blade in his hand and he had the knob of his stick on the ice, he'd be able to poke check even better. If he had his eyes shut, he's such a good defenseman. Maybe the eye shot was a little too much, but he is so defensively minded, and it's incredible. Scott Mayfield, he's a tall, great player. I think he's third best defenseman on the team. He knows what he's doing. I can definitely say that for sure. He is able to shut down plays, and he's also just able to score. That's something you're always looking for defensemen. If they can score timely goals. Mayfield and Pelech are definitely, mainly Mayfield and Leddy, are definitely able to score those timely goals. That is my Islanders tier list. I hope, oh wait, hold on. If we're going to add Ilya Sorokin, just pretend like he's here, right? Put him in the 2-center judge, because we don't know how he's supposed to be. If I was not going to do that, then I would put him in the good, because how we've seen him. He looks like an elite goaltender, but we have to see how it actually turns out, because that's in the Russian league, and we have to see if he can adapt to the many Russians, many Americans, every single Canadians in the league. If he can save shots like from Austin Matthews, Sidney Crosby, Ovechkin, McDavid, McKinnon, if he can save shots from them many times, he's a good goaltender. That's a little over-exaggerating. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this, and check out my latest highlights video of Matthew Barzal showing his career highlights. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a happy Thanksgiving, have a safe Thanksgiving, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.